Hi there. So the homework today is on two different things. One of them is about retreats, and the other one is about the role of the family. Okay, so this video is all about the role of the role of a retreat. Okay, so the questions for this one could be describe a Catholic retreat, or it could be explain the features of a Catholic retreat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 answers. Okay, and I'm going to use the petty structure. So if it was a describe, then what you would do is that you try and reduce them down, okay? And you would obviously use the point, and you would sort of combine the explanation and the therefore section, okay, in a much shorter statement. But we're going to record our notes as a petty chain, okay? So I'm going to go through the key things that happen on a Catholic retreat, why they happen, and then a specific example to support it. So what you need to know more than anything about a Catholic retreat is it's a little bit like a tiny pilgrimage, okay? So we've held a retreat here at the school before, okay? But also that I've been on a retreat elsewhere, okay? And sort of the one I went to was it was called St. Clair's, which was in Porthcawl, okay? And this used to be a convent. It's not anymore. They turned into luxury houses that overlook the beach, okay? But it used to be a convent. And that's where a lot of them sort of are held. And we discussed this when we looked at the Carmelite nuns as well. So when they're obviously, they're a time that they focus on their relationship with God and worship and have different talks and all that sort of stuff, okay? So if we have a little look at the answers, the first thing, okay, the features of a Catholic retreat or why they're important, that sort of thing. Well, number one is that they're dedicated to worshipping God, okay? They're a time where Catholics worship God or show love to God. And this is because Catholics take time out of their regular lives, very similar to pilgrimages is. This is because Catholics take time out of their lives to really focus on fulfilling teaching, the greatest commandment of love thy God, okay? So therefore, during retreats, they will have adoration, okay, or time in meditation, but also they will celebrate daily mass, okay, as a form of worship towards God. Now, the second one, that it's important, or another main feature of a retreat is that there is time that is dedicated for prayer and contemplation. And the reason for this is that Catholic retreats aim to help people to develop their personal relationship with God, or that it could be that they've gone on retreat because they have a certain intention, okay, and they really want to focus on it. So, therefore, once again, there's times where they may have time for adoration, meditation, where they're making prayers and supplication. It could be that they're saying the rosary, or it could just be that throughout their time on the retreat, however, that they just have time to sort of really pause and reflect and focus on praying to God, okay? Then, the next one, this one links really with time for prayer and contemplation, is to seek or gain spiritual guidance. Now, I've got to be honest with you, even though I'm saying this is number 3, I would probably use this as my 5th paragraph, right? Or my 5th PE if it was a describe question, because it's probably the most difficult one, okay? And the third answer that I'm giving you is to seek or gain spiritual guidance. Now, what I mean by that, right, is this because people may be going on a retreat if they've got a big decision to make, or they have something specific that they want to focus on in their life, okay? And that could be about their life, or it could be about their faith. So the impact, the therefore for this, right, is therefore during retreat that, yes, there is lots of time for prayer, but also built into the day, they would usually have group discussion, but also where they would have guest speakers, usually with a focus on developing that relationship with God, or on something specific that would help someone on that retreat, maybe with that difficult decision that they have to make, or helping them to develop that relationship with God. So it's to go there for spiritual guidance or personal guidance as well. The last two then, okay? The next one is the time to restore, rekindle your relationship with God. And the explanation for this, very similar again, is because they're pressing pause on their life, that they're actually really focusing just on their relationship with God. And it could be to seek forgiveness, or it could be just to really find time for Him in their busy lives. So therefore, once again, during the retreat, it could be a day, it could be a week, okay? During the retreat, that are built into it, there would be obviously time for prayer and reflection, but to add to that is that typically that the sacrament of reconciliation is also offered, and lots of Catholics receive the sacrament of reconciliation to rebuild their relationship with God. Okay, final one then is that it helps to unite unite Catholics together. And this is because Catholics from all different parts of the country or different parts of the world, depending on where the retreat is, that they can all go on retreat together, which means that essentially it helps you to all, as Catholics, to unite with Catholics from around the world or around the country, okay? And therefore, that is why on retreat, yes, you worship together, you go to Mass together, but built into the retreat as well is that everybody takes a role in running the retreat, and that could be something quite simple as doing the chores, putting the chairs out, okay, so that people can sit during the sort of the time during the sessions, or it could be serving food, okay, that everybody within the retreat has a role to play usually, and this allows Catholics to unite together in more than just worship, because during that time they can have discussions, they can build relationships with other Catholics. So those are the 5 reasons why Catholics go on retreat. I'd like to record them as petty paragraphs, okay? Petty chains. So the P, for example, first one, that it's a time for worshiping God. Number 2, E. Sorry, I'm not helping you. The P, start again. The first one, the P would be that it's time for worshiping God. And then the E that goes with that one would be this is because they're taking a pause, if you want, from their regular lives in order to fulfill the greatest commandment of love thy neighbour and love thy God. Then the impact would be Mass, meditation, adoration. And then you go on to the second one. I hope that explanation at the end made sense, because I made enough mistakes I was trying to give it. All right, and guys, take care.